Palestinians. But first, let's go to Jerusalem and speak to Zippy Hotovely. She's a member of Likud in the Israeli parliament, the Knesset. Thanks for joining us on the Hub. A crunch date approaching in a few weeks' time, just over a fortnight. This moratorium on building in West Bank will have to be extended. Otherwise, these talks are going to fail at the first hurdle, aren't they?
Well, I must tell you that this thing surprises me because, after all, our Prime Minister has already announced to the world that this is going to be a 10-month freeze and this will not go on. And I think when I look down the history, there was never, ever a demand from Israel to freeze the settlement build during negotiation time, not during the Rabin-Oslo agreements, not during Olmert session, never ever. So I'm really surprised. Isn't it just an excuse for the Palestinians just to quit the negotiation before it even started? I'm afraid that's the answer. At the moment, the Palestinians are not even willing to recognize Israel's right to exist,
so
Israel's self-determination.
Just to be clear, Zippy Hotovely, then this moratorium will expire, settlement activity will continue at the end of this month.
Absolutely. I think this is our promise to the voters. I think that any kind of negotiation must listen to the way Israel said before that Judea and Samaria are not negotiable. The fact that the Jewish people, the Jewish nation, has a historical right to build in all those biblical areas. This is the right that can't be abolished.
And
I think that
could Benjamin Netanyahu push to keep that moratorium going? Would he survive? Could he survive if he wanted to?
Unfortunately, I'm afraid not. His coalition will fall apart if he won't keep that promise to keep on building. This government was elected on the idea of keep on building the settlements. We don't see the settlements as obstacle for peace, as we know, unfortunately. For the last few governments, so many prime ministers in Israel were willing to give up the build-in, the settlement project in Judea and Samaria, but unfortunately the Palestinians time after time refused to accept that very generous offer of Ehud Olmert, very generous offer of Ehud Barak.
Isn't international law pretty clear on this as well, though?
Look at this. When we're looking about this settlements area, Judea and Samaria, they're not occupied territories according to the international law. This is area that was during the war, Israel kept it, and we got back to our historical land. Unfortunately, the Palestinians are not even willing to declare on Israel in 67 borders as the land of the Jewish people. We're not even got to this point. So where this negotiation can start when they're not even willing to declare on Israel in the 67 borders as the state of the Jewish nation.
Zippy Hotovely, thank you. Hanan Ashwari in Ramallah, I'm not sure if you were able to hear Zippy Hotovely there.